What was that?
I don't know.
Nicole just said,
I
"Get your fucking seatbelt on" when I asked if she was ready. What a
no,
weirdo.
it's I like sometimes saying things that I know is gonna get a laugh out of you so that the recording starts with a laugh. Because like especially your laugh, it's
Wow.
so cute.
That's manipulative.
Or is it strategic? Megan, don't be misogynist.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's Cool Us Too. This is the podcast. What? Don't laugh at me while I'm doing. You know that this
I'm
makes
not
me
laughing at you.
anxious.
I'm laughing at me that I just went, don't be a misogynist
I didn't
for
hear
calling me
that.
manipulative.
I didn't hear that.
And I'm like, that needs context.
What's the context, babe?
Really, just that if I was a man, you would call me strategic, but because I'm a woman, I'm manipulative.
Oh, okay. No, I get that. That
So
makes
sorry.
sense.
I
Let me
just,
start again. Let me start again.
please, for the
Welcome
best
back
of all of
to
us.
It's Cool Us Too. This is the podcast for women in their 30s who are designing their dream life on their terms and in the way that they want to. And we're obviously in a little bit of a weird mood today.
Guys, hang on, because we are loco
If
today.
you're watching this, I like when Nicole joined, I was already here and I had my hood up like this. I had like eye masks on and I was eating a cookie and dipping the cookie in a tiny little espresso mug of milk.
And she
And
just
she was
goes,
like,
this is what you get. She's like, this is how you get me
"This
today.
is how you get me today." I couldn't even bring myself to zhuzh my face. I've got a big pimple on my right cheek, which is driving me nuts.
Well, to be fair, you just did the Olympics of everything showers.
I did. I'm getting on a plane to Milano. I've been doing my Duolingo. I don't know how to say anything other than
You're
io
gonna be with
sono
someone
di Toronto, vero?
you're gonna be with someone who speaks Italian, so I think
I
you're
know.
fine.
But anyways, if you know, you know, I did the full princess shower treatment just before this, and it
A
was
nook and cranny shower.
gross. But yeah, it was. And it was a lot of work because I also did Pilates today, and so my legs are like shaking.
Whenever I have one of those showers, like you have like a full everything shower and you get a like and you sometimes like have to hold the door or like hold the like wall for a second to catch your breath. You're like, what was that? I just ran a marathon.
You're able to contort your body in ways that you
But
didn't
then my hip
even.
spasms because I'm
Oh
getting old.
my, I know. You're like, I just can't do this anymore. How do you, I mean, I guess laser is the option.
Honestly, best money I've ever spent.
Okay, are you on the side of TikTok? Sorry, this is not at all related to what we're going to talk about today, but I need to ask you this question. Are you on the side of TikTok where like people are teaching women how to shower better?
I was there 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But it is crazy. Like I now have a whole new way
Shower
that I'm
routine.
showering.
I
Like
know.
I didn't ever think about this, but just one tidbit of information, if you guys haven't reached this side of TikTok yet, is you should. So usually I would just use my like nice Salt and Stone body wash, but now I'm using just a regular like Dove body soap
Bar.
on a bar on my whole body, and then I go in with my body wash that's like scented nicely because you're just not as clean. I actually don't remember the reasoning, but I was like very compelled to do this because I was like, oh, I guess you're not clean enough with
Do you
just
know
the
what's
body wash.
crazy? Well, it's like when you double cleanse your face.
Yes.
You have to
Yeah.
clean the dirt off and then you can,
The
you know,
double shampoo, I do that now. It's
I,
crazy.
yeah, world of difference, eh?
I don't do it every time because it feels wasteful.
Right. I
It
think it
just
depends
feels
how
like too
often you
much.
wash your hair.
I wash my hair pretty much every day.
You see, I want like I can go 6 days without washing my hair.
It's crazy.
I know. By like day five, I've got a ponytail in, and like if you know, you know.
This is directly after washing my hair. I mean, it's like nice and clean, but like a double cleanse. but
Delightful.
it's going to be greasy by noon tomorrow.
So here's my question for you about the Dove bar, because I just saw another TikTok about this where it was like two radio hosts and they were talking about this girl was like, I just
Oh,
don't
I
get
know
why people
exactly what you're talking about, and
would
I've told this
share
story.
would share Dove bars or would share soap bars and stuff. And he's like, how do you use soap? And she's like, I just like, rub it all around and all that. He's like,
That's not how you use a bar
no,
of soap,
that's not
babe.
how you use a bar of soap.
Yeah, no,
And she like
we
freaks
have to
out.
reshare that because it is like that was one of I think it was like from a couple years ago. That was one of the TikToks that I rewatched over and over because the look on this woman's face when
They're
she
so funny as a
realizes,
hosting
yes,
duo too.
the look on her face when she realizes that she has been putting a bar of soap all over her body
Directly.
when she's supposed to lather her hands. It's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. She's just like, "Oh my God," and I'm also on national radio. Like,
I know, I love it. It's fantastic. Oh my God. So I don't have a lot of like updates, but this is a good segue for me. So I became a little bit of an influencer over the weekend, because my sister's friend had been asking her about my like skincare routine or like makeup routine or all of this.
oh,
So I filmed a full thing walking her through all of the products from my makeup to my morning routine, my nighttime routine, and like how I would use different products and all of this. And I recorded it and sent it off. And I was like, I do think I have a future in this. I do think I could do this
you
more
absolutely could.
regularly. I know. It was nice. It was very low stakes.
It was like an intro to TikTok.
Yeah. It was great. Wasn't wearing a bra though, so that video is not going to see the light of day because it wasn't cute.
It's too much.
And then also, and I really just want to say your reaction when I showed you this a minute ago before we recorded, hurtful. Uh, I should make.
Well, it was
I actually
quite
got all of my nails taken off, so I'm back down to my originals, which is crazy.
I
James
haven't
goes,
seen
oh,
I haven't seen Nicole's real nails in like years.
that's not true. I usually do around this time, I do a break.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah, it's very crazy. They're very thin.
Yes, I know that's the thing
Absolute
that's giving me
paper.
the ick. That's what's giving me it makes me feel really gross. I actually got a new color that I'm a big fan of.
No, I know. I just was in the middle of editing when we
Oh,
jumped onto record. And you show your nail on the last one
I'm
too.
showing them again, everyone.
So chic. I love the blue.
Thank you.
What's going on with you, Meg, besides your impending trip to Milan?
Uh, that's the main thing I'd say. That's the
I
main
mean, it's
thing. Works pretty
that's not nothing.
works pretty busy. I had an amazing cookie just now. That's a highlight for me of the day. If anyone lives in Toronto, Craig's Cookies, you probably know it. But I had a score cookie. It was very
Love
good.
Score. I
So delicious.
fuck with Score.
I actually
That's
went in
great.
to get the cookie and the woman behind the counter, I was like so red. Like I was like the color of a tomato because I'd gone to hot Pilates right before. And I've been walking back and forth to this hot Pilates class for months now. And every time it's like, right afterwards, I'll walk past Craig's Cookies and I'm like, oh, I would really love a cookie. And then I'm like, you don't need one. And so today I was like, you
You
know
always need
what?
a sweet treat.
Fuck it. I'm going to get myself a cookie. And so I went in and the woman's like, wow,
Just
you're
alarmed.
real red. And I was like, I know, I just got out of a workout, but like, is it weird that I'm in here getting a cookie? And she just looks me dead in the eyes and goes, we get a rush between 5:30 and 7. And I was like, okay. So I'm just following orders. Apparently, this is what people do.
Exactly. I love that though. I love that you got a cookie. I like can't get comfortable right now, so I keep moving around.
Well,
I do
yeah,
apologize.
you're moving a lot.
Sorry.
It's
If you're
okay.
watching and I just gave you motion sickness, my like hip started locking and then my ankle went asleep. It's just a bad
Being 37
situation.
is hard.
It is. Oh, I do have one piece of an update that's a work update that I'm very excited about, but it is public now, so I can talk about it.
What is it?
I got a major project approved at work a few weeks ago. And I just want to preface this because I working in marketing, I think everyone's default to like raise awareness is like ads a lot of
Yeah.
ways. And, I work for a not-for-profit, so we have to be really nimble. We have to be um, a little bit thinking outside the box. So I don't have massive budgets or asking for massive budgets. Like I really have to, you know, make a strong case for it. So my team and I pitched this idea, but we are going to go across the country all summer. We are going to visit across every province, go to an active construction site, a recently completed project, and we're going to film a full docu-series to show the impact the industry has on like our lives and like take people behind the scenes of the industry and the curtain and the people that build all these incredible, really
And like
cool
humanize it.
projects. Yes, and I'm so excited. I also have just realized though, I will not have a summer.
Yeah.
Like I will be gone most of the summer, which is okay. I just feel like I feel really grateful to have the job that I have right now that gets me the chance to do this, where I have the trust to be able to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because this feels to me right now kind of like a once in a career kind of project like this. I mean, not to say I couldn't do other cool stuff, but this feels just very exciting right now. And like my board's excited, my membership's excited, like everyone's just like very keen. And yeah, I'm just like super, super pumped. It's like such a big lift,
Yeah.
and a big project with so many moving parts, but I'm jazzed right now.
I'm so proud of you. And I also like this is actually kind of a nice segue because when you were talking, I was thinking, talk about using your like singlehood and your independence in the
Yeah.
right way at the right time. Like, I feel like this is the perfect time for you to do something like this and to be
Yeah.
gone for most of the summer and be on your own little adventure. Like, you don't need to stay home. Like, you have the capacity to do that because you're
Yeah.
on your own right now.
No, massively so. I'm just like, I don't know, it just feels real cool.
It
And
is really
like,
cool.
I'm excited to see what it comes out of it. And I'm also already working with my team. I'm not going to talk about the specifics, but I'm like, I want to squeeze this for all it's fucking worth. So I've got
Yeah.
other ideas around like, how could I use some of this content different ways? How can I create something else with it? Like, so the wheels are spinning. If you saw inside my brain and how it's working right now on this project specifically, you'd be like, interesting. But it's a pretty big, I've kind of been skidding on the updates the last little bit, but that's a
It's a
really
big
big
one.
one for me. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, so I had this idea to talk today, and I think this will be a short one. We wanted to talk about, so we've spent a lot of time over the last couple of months talking about being single and
Single.
dating. And then there was, I can't remember which episode it was, but there was a moment where we both sort of, or you rightfully called out, like, this is really different if you are someone with children right now. And while, of course, we would never sit here and wax lyrical about the experience of being a woman with kids because we don't know what that's like.
Don't have it.
We obviously, not obviously, but we do at this point in our life have a large contingent of our closest friends, especially you, Cole, who have kids. And
Yeah.
we've learned a little bit about the right ways to show up for your kid. The right ways to show up for
No.
your friends with kids and their kids.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to have an open, sort of like quite practical conversation about some of the things we've learned.
Yeah. And I think like I've learned a lot and even just reflecting the last little bit, especially since my sister had my niece, I've definitely been prioritizing her and my niece over some of my friends with kids. So I'm realizing as we were prepping for this episode, I might need to make a bit more effort with some of my friends with kids and seeing them again and connecting with them. Because especially coming right out of COVID, all these little COVID babies,
I
where I
know.
wasn't traveling as much, I wasn't as busy. I would spend a good chunk of time with them. Like to see some of my friends, the only way I could do it, especially when they were so little, was to go to them. And now that they're older, like I get more like nights out, or I get to go to like lunch or brunches or like hang out, and it's not, they're not as constrained. And I feel like I'm taking not advantage of it, but I'm like, I'm definitely like I'm taking, making the most of that, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's a really good point too, because we talk about having friends with kids as if
yeah,
it's like always the same, and it's totally
it's
not.
not.
Like when someone has a newborn baby, they have very different abilities to hang out with you, and very different situations that make sense to show up for you or for you to show up for them.
And also their needs might be different. Like their personalities might be different, like
Yeah.
your friend's personality. So, like, why don't we start honestly? Because I feel like now most of my friends' kids, like, they're 6 and under, I think.
Yeah,
So it's a
same.
good range. Um, if you have a friend who's pregnant and you're not there, unless you yourself are struggling with like fertility or some particular feelings around your own journey to become a mom, really go the extra mile to celebrate them and show up for them. The baby shower, ask to help there if you can. But what my friends and I have done when any of them have a baby is we basically break into their house and we'll put down like, with like the help of like the husband or something like
Yeah.
that. We'll put down like a bottle of wine that we know that they love and put it in the fridge. We'll like get some balloons or flowers and then some like treats or food.
That's so
So they have
nice.
something nice to come home to. And so when my niece was born, we did the same. Like we got balloons, some like Coronas and a bottle of wine, and some like snacks and things like that. And I think just something to, it's a very, it's not a hard lift, honestly, and it's a very gentle way of being like, you're celebrating them. You want to give them something that like they can come home to a little bit, which might feel nice. I
Yeah.
think that's a really easy way in the early stages to show up, because I also think, and I'm projecting here, when you're pregnant, it's all about you. And then I can imagine that once you have that baby, everyone doesn't give a shit about you anymore, and it's all about the baby. So I think doing something where it's about like the unit, like the family,
Yeah.
and not just about getting your hands and cuddling this newborn baby, I think is a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's a really good idea. I've never done that before. I think when I think about some of my friends who have had like when they're right, brand new little babies,
Little freshies.
little freshies, I think that like one of my key learnings is, and we all know this, we contain multitudes, we're all very different, and
Yeah.
everyone wants different levels of privacy. That like you can't say here is exactly what you should do for every
No.
mom who's just had a baby. Like that is maybe, I tried to oversimplify it before it happened. I was like, oh, how soon should I be going over to drop off a gift, or how soon should I be reaching out? And I think like what I've learned with the few friends of mine that have children now is to just ask them
Yeah.
what they would like, and not be
And ask what
afraid
they
to do
need.
that, and ask what they need. Yes, exactly. And
So,
I think that that's okay. You don't have to know the right way of showing up.
yeah, or and like again, some people may not want you around their kid for a little while. They may really want
Yeah.
to nest and do their own thing. Some people will be like, "Come over the day I've given birth." Like
Yeah.
it really does differ. I also think, again, having seen a number of my friends, and now especially my sister going through that stage, you as if you are going over, you have to be reading the room. Like if you have dropped over your gift and you've, seen the baby quickly, but like you're getting the sense that maybe it's time to go, don't overstay your welcome. Like really kind of be reading the signs as best you can. Um, but also if you're there and depending on how close you are, offer to do something that's not just about holding the baby, right?
Wash
Offer
the
to like
dishes.
wash the dishes, you know, uh, get them something to eat, like the mom, or the dad too, but mostly the
Cook
mom.
something if you have that type of
Yeah.
relationship.
Make get up to get them like if they forgot something upstairs or just try to be there as much as you can for the mom because like her primary role at that point is to take care of the baby. And again, I've been really lucky to see my friends have husbands and partners that are really good at taking care of them. But that's also where I think the biggest focus should be when
Yeah.
you're, trying to show up for your friend is move your own, like, this baby's the cutest thing ever and I want to squeeze it to death. Like, it's so, like, I just want to cuddle this baby. Put that aside a little bit and try
Yeah.
your best to be there. I guarantee you that your friend's going to be like, oh my God, do you want to hold her? Or do you want to hold him? Like, here you go. And like, all of my friends have done that and be like, let me get a picture. Like, they're very excited to also show off their baby. But I think it's just more, it just shows a level of awareness and kindness to not make it
Yeah.
just about that.
Yeah. And even just on top of what you just said in terms of try to read the room, I would honestly go into that first or second sort of like the first few months, like go into it assuming that they're really, really tired. Like,
Yeah.
so going into it and trying not to have obviously not the same expectations, but similar expectations in terms of like, when they didn't have a child that they're trying to take care of, maybe they wanted you to hang out for 3 or 4 hours. Oftentimes they want you there for maybe 20, 30 minutes and they're going to need to like feed the baby or take a nap or do whatever. So I personally always assume that I will only be there for a short period of time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, reading the room or you get a sense of kind of what they're looking for, right? So don't
Totally.
rush out of there. But I think it's important to remember that, like, they're not the same people, like, with the same challenges that maybe they were dealing with
Nope.
before.
No. And I think, you know, some are going to want to just like be able to have a nap while you hold the baby. Some are
Yeah.
also going to they may have very strong feelings about you touching the baby, especially when the baby's that new and
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable. So also don't even go in with the expectation that you are going to be able to hold the baby. Um, and be very cognizant, especially early days, about your own immune system. So if you even have like the tickle in the back of your throat, if you've got a little bit of congestion, like check in on your friends, message them, FaceTime them, but maybe make it known that like you're not coming over because again, you're not well. Like never put that baby at risk, even if you think, well, like, oh, it's just like a scratch or something in my throat.
Yeah.
And always wash your hands when you show up.
Oh my God. Always wash your hands when you show up.
I still do. My niece is
Always.
like 8 months old. She like
I do
eats
it every time.
everything, and I
Yeah.
still wash my hands every time.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good. One other thing I wanted to say, and this is more for when the children get a bit older,
Hmm.
is I found myself falling into this trap recently. So I started a supper club, and my friend Bridget lives in Brampton, which is like, 40-minute drive outside of the
Yeah.
city. And she has two beautiful kids, and I go up there all the time. And anyways, I mentioned to her, like, oh, I started this supper club. And it's like, it's
Hmm.
kind of like you come if you can every month, whatever. And she was like, oh, like, can I join? And I felt horrible because it was like this, I just fell into this trap of like, oh, she's a mom and she's so busy and she has so much on her plate. And she probably doesn't have time on a Thursday night to come in for dinner with a group of girls. And she's like, I would prioritize that though. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it was like a real, and I've learned that lesson before. So it was the second time I learned it. But I think it's really important to remember that like these are your friends. They are craving like hanging out with you without their baby a lot of the time. I mean, they love when I come over and hang out with their two kids, but like sometimes they need to leave their children and they
They
want,
need space.
yeah. And I guess what I would say is just always ask, always invite. And if the answer is no, don't take that personally. Like they have different set of priorities than you do. They're living a different life as we all are. And so try not to take that personally, like, but ask the question.
Totally. I it's so funny. Like we often say we're all going through the same stuff just from different angles. Like that was the premise of the pod from early days. And I think this is the perfect example because we've both experienced this. Maybe me more than you though,
Yeah.
where people make assumptions about what I do or don't want to do because I'm single and don't have kids. They'd be like, "Well, she doesn't want to come to my kid's birthday party because why would she want to spend time with a bunch of toddlers?" Right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I will be on that floor playing with Legos. Like, call me over. I am there. And also, it's the only time I'm going to see you guys if all of you have kids and I'm the only one who doesn't. So,
Yeah.
this is the perfect example to remember that there's two sides to that coin. And don't just make assumptions about what someone does or doesn't want. I think that's a huge part about being a villager to your friends with kids is extend the offer, extend the olive branch. And I also have a friend who I would say is always kind of like you, the instigator of plans in a lot of cases. It's not fair, especially after they've had children, to expect them to take the onus on of constantly having to do that. So, like, especially if you are in a different stage of life to them, ask them to do things. This is one that I'm still working with because it's not a natural muscle for
Yeah.
me to like instigate plans or ask them to do things or check in. So I'm not great at it and I'm trying to get better at it. Um, but I think that's a something that I've learned over the last few years too.
Yeah. It's a really good point. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like I'm just really impatient. Like I'm just like, I want to make the plan. So I do it. But I
Yeah.
think that that's a really good point.
I again, every mom is different. Um, but if your friend also spends a lot of time where like they have to be at home with the kids a lot, they don't have a lot of ability to go out and do things or prioritize things like your supper club. Honestly, one thing that I really cherish in a lot of ways is my relationship with my friends' kids. And I'll put Kelly kind of on the spot. For example, her husband travels a lot for work. Um, so oftentimes I'll go over and like I'll have a sleepover or I'll go
Yeah.
over for dinner and hang out with them and like play with the kids or, if she's doing like if we're gonna have plans on a Sunday, I'll come over early to like hang out with one of the kids at home while she takes the other to like their swim practice or their soccer or something. Just to like give an extra
Ease
hand.
that.
Well, yeah, but also I'm like, I want to see you anyways. I'm gonna hang out with you regardless. So coming over 2 hours early to do this is easy. Or
Yeah.
like
What were
after
we
M's
doing
wedding,
otherwise?
exactly,
Yeah.
after M's wedding, like we drove home, we picked the kids up, got to her place, and she's was gonna go to the grocery store with them. And I was like, I can stay for an extra 45 minutes while you go to the grocery store. Like I can
Yeah.
watch them so you can go grocery shop. Like that's not hard. It's maybe weird if you don't have a relationship with the kids and the kids don't know you.
Of course. Yeah.
But if they do, like easy peasy.
Yeah. It is really, I do really cherish the relationships I have with my friends' kids. And it is, I had, I talked about this on the podcast, I think, but I had Bromley and Parker come to my birthday party. And it
Yeah.
was like, I think you asked me, what are you most excited about? I was like, I'm excited for Bromley and Parker to come to the party. And like, that's the level of love I have for these kids. Like, I have like a sickness. Like, I love them so much. And so I obviously do want to spend time with them, but it brings up, like, I've definitely caught myself saying things like, oh, like calling Bridget and being like, is Bromley there?
Yeah,
And
you
like
can't go too far and make your friends feel
sometimes,
not great.
yeah, like sometimes I think part of her loves it, but then because I'm smart enough to be able to sense when I've taken it too far. Like sometimes she's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I took it too far. Like you have to be careful that you're not making your friend feel like you're just obsessed with their kid. So you're
Like they're a
calling them to see
broker
their
for their
kid.
baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And, every friendship is different in that regard. But like, I think that's just a watch out. Like, make sure that like you're prioritizing time to reconnect with how your friend is doing, not just calling them if you're at a distance to FaceTime with their adorable children.
Yeah.
I think
It's
one
so
thing I
hard
wanted to
though.
say before, I know it's so hard. One thing I wanted to say before I forget it is one of the big shifts for me with my friends was realizing just, and this is not shade to anyone, this is just the way the cookie crumbles. It
Mm-hmm.
is chaotic when you go to a friend's place or it's just, it's not the same level of like intentional time where you're like catching up, right? Like there is one or two or three or however many children, and you are trying to make sure that those kids are safe, that they've got what they need.
Yeah.
Their parents are like obviously on high alert to make sure everything's good. And I think like being completely fine with whatever that like hanging out looks like now with the children there is really important. Like sometimes it will be a crying fit while you're all eating dinner at a restaurant. Sometimes it will be another crying fit while you're, sitting on the couch on like a Friday evening. So I think I've really tried to, and it doesn't bother me. It's more just like me reflecting on, oh, this is just what connecting with them looks like now because they have young children, and that's perfectly fine. It's just about re-engineering your mind to like seek out maybe those like deeper conversations that you would have with your
Totally.
friend in different settings. Like just don't go into a hangout with their kids thinking like, "Oh, I'm going to feel like really connected to them after I leave
Well,
here."
yeah, and I do think the difference that I had to adjust to a little bit is rather than having more infrequent but deeper visits,
Yeah.
maybe instead look at more consistent, more frequent, but shorter or shallower visits. I don't mean shallow in terms of like
Yeah.
that, but just in terms of like how far you're gonna like connect at that point on like deeper stuff or like in depth. It might just be more small talk and more catch up and just literally quality time.
Yeah,
So you have
exactly.
to kind of adjust your dial to be okay with that, truly. And honestly, if you're single and if you are comfortable, because I don't think you should have to do this if you're not comfortable with it. And maybe if you don't like kids, you don't have to do that. And that is okay. There's other ways for you to show up. I think Meg and I are both just very much, we love kids.
Yeah.
And we love our friends' kids. So this is also very specific to our scenario here. But I've offered and I've babysat many of my friends' kids
Yeah.
constantly. Like, uh, constantly.
And
I've
it's
done it a handful of
really,
times.
really rewarding, by the way.
It's
Being
like
able
I
to
love
spend
putting them to
time with
bed.
their,
I love
yeah.
hanging out. Like I love taking them to the park. And so I've done that for a few of my friends. I've babysat my niece a few times now. I babysat even like I said for Cal's kids. Sometimes we're like it's just like an hour or two while she runs out or does something with one of the other ones. Like it's easy. I do find too, and this also I'm just like obsessed with my niece. But like I was at their house last Thursday for dinner. I normally go over on like Thursdays when Jay has hockey, and I like hang out with my sister. We bath my put her to bed and all of that. And she went down fine. But then I was getting ready to leave, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like she hasn't woken up. Like I want her to wake up so I can like rock her back to sleep. And like as I was getting up to leave, she woke up, and I was like, "Perfect." And so like I love doing that. Or if like she needs a diaper change, I will offer to do it. Like I love being I know she's not my baby, but I love like actively participating
Yeah.
in the things that aren't just like playing with her. Like I like being
Yeah.
present and I like, hanging out with her. By the way, 8-month old trying to change their diaper, they can move and all. It's not a normal experience. It's crazy. Anyways, but like that's the kind of stuff that I love to do. Like I like if again, my sister and Jay don't ask me to do this. They're also like oftentimes like, no, we can do it. Like it's fine. I'm like, I would very much appreciate being able to do this right now. Like I don't
Just
get
let
to do this
me
very often.
change her poopy diaper.
Let me let me rock her back to sleep. Like
Yeah.
it's stuff like that that like I actually get a lot of gratification on. And I've had my own kind of ups and downs with being the only one without kids and all of that. But honestly, sometimes it's also really rewarding to be able
Yeah.
to go hang out with them, but also come home to my couch and
Yeah.
go for a drink if I want to at the same time. So you just have to look at it how you're going to look at it.
Swings and roundabouts.
100, what a wonderful way to end that. That's lovely.
Yeah, I would love, I mean, we wanted to keep this one relatively short and sweet because I have like an enormous amount of packing to do after this.
Yeah.
But I do want to close with just we hope that there are moms listening to this that have more to add to the conversation. And we'll
Yeah,
post on
please.
Instagram some of the stuff that we've just talked through, but if there are moms, if there are non-mothers who have things that they would recommend people consider as a way of showing up for their friends who do have kids, we'd love to hear about it because while we've got some knowledge, we're always looking for more. So please just let us know.
Yes. Now
And we
go
love you
unpack so
guys.
you can go to Milan and have the best time, and I can be
Thank you.
jealous.
Thank you. Pictures incoming. Talk to you guys soon.
Love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.